and welcome to the TCS Alumni Stories. I am Aksha Khan, Alumni Relationship Manager at the City School. I am very excited today to welcome Mr. Abdul Wahab Suhail. He did his O levels in 2004 from the City School Khali Road campus, Karachi, and later he did his ACCA from CAMS. And currently working for Al Mizan Investment Management Limited as Head of Corporate Sales SAM. Mr. Suhail, we welcome you to the TCS Alumni Stories. How are you doing?
Thank you so much. I'm really glad that you invited me for this session.
That's great. That's great. So we are honored to have you basically on board. So I'm starting off with your introduction. Tell us about yourself.
I joined a city school back in 1993 94.
Right.
I did my schooling uh, for 11 years and then
Okay.
finally completed my O levels in 2004. Then
That's
I
good.
did my A levels and then went to for college. Then did my ACCA from there,
Yes.
and along with that,
So
that
ACCA is
was
basically very tough degree. I've heard usually
absolutely. It's pure
universities.
accounting. It's a pure accounting based
Okay.
qualification. It's pure accounting based qualification, and
That's
that requires pure mathematical skills and analysis.
That's great. That's great. So, share your personal experience of the city school. What was your experience? You have, like you said, you have spent 11 years over city school there. So, what's your experience?
My entire schooling was from city school, and it was a great experience. And in fact, I remember almost all of the years, all of the classes, most of the teachers. I remember all of them because
That's
eventually
great.
I had a very great time. We developed great friends,
Oh,
and in fact, uh, some most of them are connected with us right now. And obviously, in the social media environment, everyone is connected.
that's
So
good.
we
Yes.
are almost everyone is connected with us. We know most of them have moved abroad, but all of the remaining friends who are in Pakistan, we tend to meet each other and have a good relationship.
That's good. That's good. So, how do you think that your campus life shaped your personality or your career path?
See, it was an overall grooming since the beginning. It was a complete grooming package. Uh, the school had developed multiple skill set. We had a great set of teachers who were there to help us in every aspect. And in fact, the most looking forward thing in the school were the teachers.
Teachers actually play a role
Mhm.
making up your personality. That's true. I agree.
Absolutely,
I
absolutely.
totally agree.
So
So yes,
it was a great time, and the most important aspect was that at that point in time, I'm sure it must be right now as well. It was one of the best schools in town, or
yeah, it's
it
still the
was
same. That's
absolutely,
great.
and it gave a great platform to all of us. So now when we recall our memories and everything, it is amazing.
That's great. So now I'm going to take you back to your campus life. I'm going to ask you just few questions. You have to quickly answer me. The first question I'm going to ask is you have like few seconds to answer my questions. Describe your school in 3 words.
It was fun, it was learning, it was great.
That's good. Who was your best friend?
Can't recall the names, but
Did you?
Zen, Nayani, yeah, we're still in touch
Okay, okay, that's
on social
great.
media, but everyone has moved abroad. Most of them have moved abroad, so we're still
Okay,
in touch. on
So
Facebook,
Zed
WhatsApp.
basically your best friend. He was your best
Yeah.
friend, and still he is your friend. That's good. And your personal question, a very personal question, I'm going to ask: Who was your favorite? Sorry, who was your first crush?
uh, at that point in time, we did not had so much to look to it, but yes, let's move on with this question.
Okay, okay, okay. So your mentor at the school, who was your mentor?
uh, a couple of teachers
Okay,
who
teacher.
were there, a couple of teachers, in fact I remember a couple of names. Sir Sufyan, he was a great teacher. Sir Farhan, who was a chemistry teacher. uh, uh,
Okay, that's great.
I absolutely remember all of them.
So, what is your biggest motivation?
In fact, the most important thing to look forward to this to going to school every day was having your friends, uh, having
To
a
meet
good
your
time at
friends,
the sports. Yeah, to
to
meet the
spend good
friends, to
time.
have a
Okay,
good time in the sporting activities. It was the most looking forward thing every day.
that's good. So, how was the food over there in the cafeteria? Children usually spend a lot of time in
Mm.
cafeteria. So, how was the food, and did you like?
In fact, we still see the pictures. We remember the cafeteria, the drinks we used to get at such a cheap price, and
Yeah, that's
the samosa, the chips. We still remember that.
yeah, samosa and chips. That's great. So now we know a lot of your secrets and know about your childhood memory. That's great to hear. I still now I can even recall my own childhood memories. I'm moving on with your career aspirations. How did you get into investment banking? Did you choose this profession by your choice?
Absolutely, it was my choice because when I did my O levels, it was in pre-engineering, and
Okay,
then after pre-engineering, I switched from engineering to commerce. I switched from chemistry, physics to accounting and business, and then later on, it was pure accounting. So
okay.
that has obviously an interconnection with what I'm doing right now, and with ACCA being on my back, it was absolutely financial management, financial accounting, balance sheets, profit and loss statements. So it's absolutely linked together, and it was a pre-planned move.
That's good. That's good. So, what challenges do you face in this field, and how do you overcome them?
The most important thing what we need to do is that we need to be updated every
Okay,
day, because in this
that's
environment, in
really
this financial industry, you need to be updated what's happening in the country, what's happening in the world. So this is the most important thing, the most important aspect to everyone. What I would recommend is that you have to be updated. You have to be updated with whatever is happening in the world, the geopolitical situation, the local situation, how the economy is behaving, how the world is behaving. So everything has to be on your tips.
yeah. That's a very valid point. That everything should be on our tips. We have to be very updated. So,
Yeah.
what are your future goals? What are you planning for in future?
Yeah, obviously, I will eventually. I have to uh, get further uh, qualifications and relevant to my fields. That is the
That's
most
good.
important thing, and that at every point in time you need to be updated. You need to get along with whatever is happening. So there are a lot of certifications, qualifications which needs to be done to
That's
further to improve your skill set.
so you will be studying probably
Absolutely,
in future.
absolutely. I
That's
have
good.
a lot of plans in the near future.
That's good. So, in the last, I would like you to give advice to a young generation. What do you think our employers or university look for in new graduates?
The most important thing is that the attitude of the person. The
Okay,
attitude should be positive. The skill set should be available in whatever position you're applying. You need to have that skill set. So you need to keep your skill set, you need to be updated, you need to know what's happening in the world, you need to know what's happening in the organizations, you need to know how is the environment changing, how is the work culture changing. So that is very important, that how updated are you and how efficient you can manage in this drastically changing environment.
All right. So, in general, what advice do you have for our students?
And the most important thing is that you need to upgrade your skill set. It is not only about what you're doing. You need to learn extra things, you need to learn extra skills. So that is the most important advice from my side to all the students who are about to graduate, who are just there, who are almost there, and who want to start their professional careers.
That
So before starting your professional careers, you should know your weakness, you should know your strength, and eventually you should apply accordingly.
okay, that's good. So, we wish you good luck, Mr.
Thank
Sohail.
you so much.
Thank you so much for your advice and thank you so much for taking out time for us. I really appreciate it. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much,
much.
everyone, for watching
Take care.
TCS Alumni Stories. Allah Hafiz.
Hafiz.